if you were looking forward to the Blue Beetle movie in any capacity, then you're not gonna like this. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm here with Plato, and we're bringing you a story from Bounding into Comics. Blue Beetle, described as a love letter to the multiple ways of being Latino and an epic celebration of diversity. You know, I remember a time when superhero movies were just about saving people's lives and defeating the villain. In this movie, it turns out that we're going to get a plot full of racism. Racism towards white people, the evil whites trying to keep the illegal immigrants out of the United States. Culture reporter at Puerto Rican newspaper, his name is Ramos Rosado, shared his first impressions of the film, describing it as an epic celebration of diversity. Because why not, right? That's what superhero movies are about these days. They're not about just being awesome and having superpowers and doing cool things and saving people. It's about race. It's about hatred, division, and violence against all the white people in the world. It's just awful. This is just so stupid. I can't believe this. Rosado shared his thoughts to Twitter in Spanish, but using Twitter's translate function, he wrote, "First impression of Blue Beetle, a movie full of heart." Well, that's good. "A love letter to the multiple ways of being Latino. An epic celebration of diversity. As any major Hollywood superhero production." Really? Is that what every superhero Hollywood production is about? Is it about race? Is it about division? Okay. He concluded none of that would be possible without director Angel Manuel Soto. Yes, the director who put Batman is a fascist in the movie and at the end of the trailer for everyone to see. Rosado's comments are not surprising given much of the marketing for the film, especially interviews given by Angel Manuel Soto and the film's Zolo Maraduena. I hope I pronounced that right, but it's basically the kid from Cobra Kai. I actually really like him. I think he's awesome. It's too bad that he's being thrown under the bus in such a way. It's really sad because, I mean, this movie really could have been great. It really could be great, and it's supposed to start the DCU, but do you know what this means? It basically means the DCU is starting on a foundation of racial undertones. Most recently, Soto confirmed the film features an illegal immigration allegory. Yeah. Yep. You were probably wondering about it. Turns out you were right. That is the case. Before the movie begins, the Reyes family has immigrated to America from Mexico, but Jamie Reyes' father, Alberto, doesn't have documentation, so he's under the constant threat of deportation. So I'm guessing Blue Beetle gets his superpowers, and then he decides, I'm going to use these powers to take out the ICE facilities and get the president to give my father amnesty so that he can live here legally. This is probably one of the most divisive movies that are going to come out. I promise. Batman is a fascist was the first red flag to me. But after that, seeing everything that's coming out of this movie, I think this movie's going to be dead on arrival. I just don't think. If it is going to make money, I'll be surprised. You know, I've been wrong before. I thought that Wakanda Forever probably wasn't going to make that much money, but it did because the first movie was really good. And the second one wasn't too bad, but it did have a lot of problems. They go on to note, though the film doesn't depict an ICE raid, it does include a scene that echoes one. What? I mean, you might as well say that it is an ICE raid. I mean, if it echoes one, isn't all of the storytelling in these racially driven films like allegories to real life? I mean, they're supposed to represent what's happening in the real world, right? So you might as well just call it an ICE raid. Cord Industries invades the family's home in a scene that can play as just another dramatic moment in a superhero movie or be taken as symbolic of events that tear apart real families. Well, if this movie has a villain facility called Cord Industries, which is being led by Susan Sarandon's villain, by the way, then yeah, I mean, it pretty much is an ICE raid. Soto told the outlet, there is a history that exists before an ICE raid, a history that includes traveling miles and danger, working hard, becoming a family, creating memories, and thinking that everything is going to be okay. What does that have to do with Blue Beetle? What does that have to do with it? But all of a sudden, everything that you have fought for, everything that you have worked for, everything that you have built is now burning. I needed the depiction to be triggering because it's the experience of many. Okay, see? So what I'm gathering from this is that Soto wants to divide. He wants people to be upset. He wants to divide Latinos and whites. He wants them to be enemies. Of course. Why not, right? Let's keep reading. This allegory will also most likely have a racial component given Susan Sarandon, who plays Victoria Cord in the movie, described her character as the representative of the white military industrial complex. That's incredible. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Of course, Susan Sarandon's going to be playing an evil white villain, and her facility or her organization is going to be after Blue Beetle. And Blue Beetle is the only one standing in the way between Susan Sarandon's Victoria Cord and his family, who are under threat of deportation. She told Jimmy Fallon, "What's fabulous about Blue Beetle is it's the first Latinx hero that has his own movie. Even better, all of the Mexican, because his family is Mexican and all the actors were Mexican, and it's in Spanish, so it's subtitled." I wonder if she even knows what she's talking about. She then shared details about her character, Victoria Cord. "I'm, of course, the bad guy. I'm the white military industrial complex, so I had a fabulous time because there's nothing better than being bad, and of course there's nothing worse in this world than white people, right?" Mariduena also informed Empire the goal was to create a movie for a young me and a young Angel, Manuel Soto, the film's director, that said, "Hey man, someone who looks like you or comes from a similar background can be a superhero." I don't think that was ever in question, but I don't even think that this has ever been a problem. But they want to make it a problem because it's hate, it's anger, it's the desire to divide people. He added, "The second thing was to open more doors for people like us. As fun as it is to get into superhero world where everything is dialed up to 110%, it's the characters that I've most related to. Well, in a society where everybody relies on self and they're always thinking about themselves and they have to relate to literally everything in a movie, that would make sense." The official description for the film states, "Recent college grad Jamie Reyes returns home full of aspirations for his future, only to find that home is not quite as he left it. As he searches to find his purpose in the world, fate intervenes when Jamie unexpectedly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotechnology, the Scarab." And that's what the movie should be about. But what I'm getting from this is that it sounds like most of the film is going to be about racism. It concludes, "When the Scarab suddenly chooses Jamie to be its symbiotic host, he is bestowed with an incredible suit of armor capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the hero of the illegal immigration movement." Oh no. Whoops. What I meant to say was the superhero Blue Beetle. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like it, share and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I hope to see you all again next time. Have a nice day. Say goodbye, Play-Doh. Meow, meow.